these crappy mirrors and putting on these not super crappy mirrors with LED running and turn signals. These are LED too, but these are switchbacks, so these are a lot cooler. As you can see, the truck's already missing its passenger side mirror, and that's because this is a slightly embarrassing story, but one worth telling, I think. The new mirrors that I got I ordered them a long time ago, and they took forever to come in, and they finally came in, and then I went to go put them on the truck. I was recording and everything like that, and as I already had the mirror off and stuff, I realized the wire harness didn't fit, and I had only taken the driver's side mirror out of the box. So I'm sitting here like, this is the wrong wire harness. I send the company 3 emails saying like, hey, these aren't the right mirrors. So it wasn't until last night, yeah, it was yesterday evening, that I was looking at the mirrors. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to splice the wire harnesses together because I'm never going to be able to sell these mirrors. I spent like $400 on them, and I'll explain why I spent $400 on a set of tow mirrors, because I know you can get them a lot cheaper. But I was sitting there getting ready to splice these wire harnesses together, and I realized I was looking at the passenger side old mirror on the truck and the driver's side new mirror for the truck, and I was searching the internet and I couldn't seem to find a wire diagram for my old tow mirrors. I just couldn't find them. The colors on the wires didn't match up, so I'm like, this is ridiculous. But I was like, let me look at the driver's side mirror, the passenger side mirror, to see if maybe the wires on that one are different from the driver's side new mirror. Well, I opened that box, and there are adapters for this truck in there. I never once thought that the mirrors had adapters, because I had a 6.0 POWERSTROKE before this, and I ordered the same style tow mirrors for it, the updated style tow mirrors, and the wire harness on those mirrors were specific to this 2003 to 2007 Super Duty. With this, it makes a lot more sense because, you know, it's 99 to mid 2003, 2007, and 08 and up. So these make a lot more sense, but I never thought of looking for an adapter for the truck. I just thought they were for my truck. So 3 weeks of sitting in the kitchen being pissed off and emailing the company, which never got back to me. Turns out the adapters were in there the whole time, and now I feel like an idiot. But it's a learning experience, and now I'm putting the mirrors on the truck today, and I'm super excited to have them on. So since I took all this off yesterday, the door panel and everything's off, but I still have to take the speaker out, which I don't believe is too hard. I also need my keys because I got to roll this window down to put the mirror in. But let me get the speaker off and then roll the window down, and then I'll toss these mirrors on. All right, so the speaker's out. I'm going to run around on the other side, get a damn cloth, wipe down where the mirror's gonna go, because it's just kind of dirty, and since the mirror's off, I figured I'll go ahead and just clean up a little bit instead of putting brand new nice mirrors over top of like dirt. All right, now that that's finished, I'm gonna take these little things, just pop off the end of this mirror here. Don't know if they'll all come with that, and then I'm gonna take this part of the wire harness off, this little adapter that I didn't know exists, off, just to make it easier to feed. And yeah, get this bad boy on. All right, the mirrors aren't in yet. I just have 2 nuts holding the top in, that way it's not, it doesn't fall off, obviously. It's plugged in, but I'm gonna get a zip tie down here and fasten the wire harness down, that way it's not moving anywhere. But let me show you why I spent $400 on these, because I know that sounds crazy. You could get them much cheaper, but this right here is why I spent some money. All right, so I know that like this saran wrap crap is all over it, and I'll take that off. Actually, you know what? No, the mirror's not being held on by much, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But as you can see, they're white, which is dope. Like, that's neat to have like 6 LED running light strips in your mirror. But then there's the party trick. So when I ordered these, I just thought that they were switchbacks. I did not know that they were like the new Mustang lights when you turn them on. That is freaking cool. I did not know that they did that, and that looks way better than the stock mirrors. If you don't know what those look like, I'll show you here. So that's the stock mirror. Absolutely nothing exciting at all. And honestly, I've always hated how these face forward and those face backward. It just looks stupid. But now that I'm finished playing around with my new mirrors, I'm going to get them bolted down. I know that they work. Like I said, throw a zip tie on there and then get ready and put this thing back together. Well, the mirror's on and I snapped the stud off in there. So now three bolts are holding this together instead of 4, because there's this gap here that I was trying to close up. I really don't like that. I think it looks like trash, but there's literally no tightening that, so it is what it is. These mirrors do look cool and they do what they're supposed to, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Not worth $400. However, when you climb in the truck, this is the main reason for getting these mirrors. You look over here and you can see the blind spots aren't horrible. They're actually significantly worse on the other mirror. So this one's not a great way, but if you, all right, so this is where my head is. So this is where I'm looking. You look down and you're kind of down on the ground. So there's like not a lot you can see here. But you have to have the mirror that low to be able to see the ground. So I keep it there, and then this one's fine, but it's like you're really low. It's kind of hard to see traffic, especially when you see where the back of this van is, which isn't that far back there. So you get a car further back than that with my head where it is, which is here. You can't see that car anymore. But if you come over here, you see that you can see way up to the top here. Where's my hand? Way up to the top, all the way down to the ground. And this is actually where my head is, right here. So you can see the ground, you can see the top, I mean the tripod and everything. So you can see everything with these mirrors. And then the top part's pretty much the same, honestly. That doesn't really change a whole lot. But these mirrors are a lot better than the stock mirrors. I mean, you really get them to change that out right there. That's what makes these mirrors worth it. Even though I snapped the top stud on that, this mirror is still on there significantly better than the last one. The last one flopped all over the place. It's a piece of junk. There's really nothing wrong with this one. But I will give it far less beans tightening this one down. Oh, here's another thing. We go to adjust the mirror. So, there's no way to really show this, but they messed up the wiring. So down is to the side. So down and up is to the side, and then if I move the button to the side, it goes down and up. Yeah. So they got the switches backwards, which is absolutely retarded. So if I'm being totally honest, now that the mirrors are on there, now that I'm really looking at them, now that I snapped the stud, that's kind of more my fault. But now that I see that they're not fitting all that great, kind of really upset that I spent this kind of money. Those turn signals are pretty dope. So this is kind of why I spent the money, is I can get these same style mirrors for like $200 on Amazon, but I really wanted these lights. And I was kind of looking and I'm like, once I bought the mirror for like $200, that was kind of average. And then the light, which for the like Recons or something like that, was like another $150 to $200. I'm like, I'll be in these mirrors the same amount, plus I got to replace these myself. And I already broke the stud up here, so I'm prone to breaking things. It's kind of just my thing. That's why I genuinely hate working on cars. I mean, if I would just like stop giving it the sauce, it wouldn't be that bad. But for whatever reason, I always give it the beans. It'd also just be nice if this didn't fit like ass cheese. So that's that. But I really didn't feel like fiddling with that light, so I was like, whatever, I'll just get these mirrors that already have the lights on them that I like, and I really like these lights. The only thing I wish is that these were like more of a clear, or how do I explain this? Like these here. So like the corner of these lights, that's what I was going for, and it's not that. But that's, I mean, that's okay. I still think they look good. And even though that one thing is broken on here, I mean, that mirror's on there, but I'm not going to mess with it too hard because I'm not going to lie, I was really torquing it down to try and pull that in. So I really should have seen that coming. I mean, it's kind of like, and then that stud and bolt or whatever somewhere down in the bottom of the door. So hopefully it doesn't start rattling around and stuff. I can't hear anything, but like, I mean, I can't hear it. Not to say that it won't bounce around if I'm hitting bumps and stuff on the road, but we'll see when that time comes. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm far less excited about this side now that I broke the other one. However, what I'm going to try and do is take one of the studs out of the old mirror, and if they actually come out, I'm going to then try and drill out that other one. I don't have to take the whole door panel off to do that either. Try and drill out that other one, and then I'll put the other stud or whatever you want to call it in the other mirror. It's not the first time I've broken a mirror stud or whatever you want to call them. I've definitely done that before, so that's, I guess, one of my specialties is just breaking mirrors. Anyway, let me get to taking this door panel off. Alright, so I just tightened it down as much as my Milwaukee ratchet would. This one actually fits worse than the other. I think it's a lot more to do with the plastic. Like on the other side, this really sits down in there. I mean, this is a little closer up against the truck, but this is sticking way far out now. So, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to leave it where it is because I don't feel like breaking anything. With that said though, this light is in there. So at least this isn't a piece of junk. I feel like that other mirror was just doomed. Like that one is a piece of junk to begin with. So it is what it is. This one is backwards. It goes up and down like it should, but then side to side is reverse of what it should be. So yeah, but I can see a lot more with this bottom part. Like this is way nicer, which is the whole reason really I got these mirrors. So my job here is done. Would I recommend these mirrors? The style, yes, absolutely. I think if you have one of these trucks, you should 100% put the new style mirrors on them. Would I spend $400 for these ever again? Absolutely not. So I'm pleased with how well I'm able to see, but the fact that they're backwards and the switch down here doesn't work as it should is ridiculous when you spend this kind of money. Really happy though that at least the lights work as they should. And again, I'm upset that the one's super loose on that side and that these don't fit very well up through here. It's not horrible, it's just not as good as it should be. Again, not for the money, but with that said, money's done spent. I'm at least able to see now. And even with the stud missing on that side, it's not going to wobble nearly as much as that last mirror did, because that was horrible.